So this is where we left at part 2 of the competition demonstration that I was doing. We'd made the table and these were the little nail polishes. I didn't show you painting them, I did them off camera because I couldn't decide what I wanted to do. So this was the table that we made, and if you want to see that, it's all in part 1 and part 2. So I'm going to take the Nail Chemie Sculptor Gel, 4D sculpting gel, and I'm taking the nude colour, and we're going to make a baby dragon. So I'm going to form its head and just plop it on the foam like I just did. And then I'm going to take another bit and I'm going to round it off into like a teardrop shape for its body. I'm going to mould them together on the foam and blend them together to create a head and body type shape. I'm using a brush soaked in isopropyl alcohol so that my brush doesn't stick. I also might note that I've said this many times that I'm partially sighted, so I don't wear gloves because I use my sense of touch with my fingers so that I'm able to get where I need to be in my work. So I cured that and it's now set solid, and I'm going to make its leg. So I'm going to make like an overly ball type shape with the same colour and just stick that to its body, and then I'm going to mould it into a sort of leg shape, and I'm going to take my spatula end and just sort of carve into it. So it sort of creates like an L shape, so it makes like its thigh and its foot shapey type bit, and then I'm going to flash cure that. So here I'm making its tail, and I made like a teardrop shape. I've stuck it to the body, and then I'm curling it round into the shape that I want it. Now you don't have to follow my instructions precisely. This is just a guide of what I'm doing. It's just a demonstration. It's to give you an idea of how to do things, how to make things. And at the moment I'm making a dragon. So I'm just moulding that into the shape where I want it and curling it round, and then I'm going to cure that for 60 seconds. All Nail Chemie gels are 60 seconds, bar their nail polishes, gel polishes. So yeah. So now I am going to, I believe I extend his muzzly type. No, I don't, I give it a paw. So I'm going to give him like a front leg type thing, and I'm going to mould that into place and then put that in the lamp to cure. This is where I mould his muzzle. His head wasn't long enough, so I wanted just to extend that, and that's the beauty of these gels, is that you can add to them if you need to, and obviously nothing's set in stone until you've put it in the lamp. So here I am just sort of blending it back and making it seamless with the rest of the head. So now I'm going to take some non-wipe top coat and put it on a nail form backing. So I'm putting it on the shiny side so that it'll peel off easier. I'm using this technique because I found that it's great for flexible things like wings, say, and I found that it's a great way of doing it. So I cured that in the lamp for 60 seconds, and now I'm going to cut it into the shape that I want it. So I'm just creating like a wing effect, really. I'm not following any guide or anything like that. I'm just going from memory and what I think a wing looks like. And then I'm going to place it up to its body and see whether it fits okay, whether it looks alright, and then I'm going to do it all over again. So here's the second bit that I'm making, and I'm just cutting that out into shape. So there, I just measured it up to its body and I wasn't happy with it, so I just cut it down a little bit more. The beauty of it is that you can cut it down as much as you need, or you can remake it if you're not happy, and it's not going to take much time. So here I'm taking Fire from the Nail Chemie collection, and I believe it was Air, and these are beautiful iridescent clear polishes. So I was trying to create like just a whimsical wing, as in W-I-N-G. And I'm just painting that on the clear wings that I'm trying to get, and it's just creating a little bit of fantasy and what have you, and going from the design that I need. So there, I've done that, and I mixed the two colours together, so it just gave a bit of different contrast colour. So now I'm taking the black and I'm going to outline the black from the Nail Chemie gel paints, and I'm going to outline the wing, and then I'm going to create the structure, so the little, is it the bones or the structure of the wing basically, and create the centre of the wing. And then once I've cured that for 60 seconds, I believe I weren't happy with the centre of it, so I sort of cut it a little bit more. Like I said, this is either fantasy or from your own imagination. I'm not going by any tutorial or any instructions, I'm just going from my own mind and what I want to create. So our velvet matte top coating now, and with the beautiful iridescent air and fire, I believe, they look nicer when they're matted, and they look nice shiny, but I think for the design I was trying to create, they look nicer matted. So here I am just tidying up those edges, and I'm going to take in those wings just a little bit more. So I'm just going to measure it up to the body. I've just applied some more sculptor gel, and I just sort of dug that wing into place, and then I'm going to mould it and make it look seamless, and then I'm going to cure it for 60 seconds and do it with the second wing. This was a little bit fiddly, but I managed to get it sorted. So I was just creating those little hump type bone things that the wings are attached to. I then painted it black, and then sort of gave it a little bit of green, and then I gave it some sleepy eyes. I also put some of that iridescent glitter on top of its body just to give it a bit of whimsy. The beauty of this is that I've created those wings, and they're foldable and malleable, and they're not going to break, and it gives that sort of thin effect to the wings. So I'm kind of pleased with that one. So now I'm going to take the nude colour, the beige colour gel, the 4D gel again, and I'm going to create the head. And I was just saying there that I've cured it and it's now hard. So we're now going to create a fairy. So I've given her a head, and now I'm going to do her body. Getting shotlies, there you are. So I had a bit of problems with this. I probably should have just done his neck and then done his body, but like an idiot I was fanning around with it and struggling holding it with my nails. Just thought I'd let you know that they're my own nails, but they're just in the way at the moment. So I'm just taking an isopropyl alcohol soaked brush, and I'm just moulding the body. So I'm taking another ball and I'm going to create where this fairy sort of sat down. So you're not really going to see this in the end, so I wanted her to sort of sit down with a floaty dress around her. So I'm just creating her legs and just sort of plonked her body in with the legs, and then I'm just going to mould her legs into shape. Like I said, you're not really going to see this. It is just all about the effect and what you're trying to achieve. So now I'm creating her body, no I'm not, I'm creating her arms, and I'm doing them one by one and then curing them in the lamp for 60 seconds. She's going to hold a flower in the end, so again, like I said, I'm not moulding hands and stuff. She is really tiny, she's about the size of my thumbnail, as you can see, so it's just about the illusion of what you're trying to achieve. So I'm taking the white sculptor gel now, and I'm taking a tiny bit and splitting it in half, and I'm going to create her eyeballs. Now at this point I did start to panic and think, oh crap, I've done wrong, but she came together in the end and she looked actually really cute and funny, and my little 8-year-old loved her. And I'm going to take some of that beige colour again, and I'm going to give her a little button nose. So my style isn't too realistic, it's more cartoony style, so bear with me. So I'm taking my gel art brush, or you could use a dotting tool, and my nail can be painted in black, and I'm just going to give her some little pupils. So I'm going to take the base coat and I'm going to paint on the nail form backing like we did for the wings of the dragon, and I'm going to paint that onto the form backing. Cure that for 30 seconds and take my foil gel from Nail Chemie, which is absolutely brilliant. This is the only gel that I found that works brilliantly and gives you full coverage, as you'll see here. So I'm taking the foils from Nail Chemie and I'm just plonking that on there. I'm rubbing it in and burnishing it in, and then I'm just rubbing it in a little bit more, and I'm going to take it off the form, and as you see, it's transferred it really well to the foil gel that we applied. So I'm going to take that off and I'm going to cut that into a circle shape and create her dress. And then I'm going to go down the middle and I'm going to create like a little hole in the middle, like a little donut, so that we can thread her through. Like that. And then I'm going to get my little fairy and I'm going to thread her little dress on. And as you see, that you're not really going to notice her legs underneath really. She's going to be sat down, so you're not really going to see it. And then I'm going to take Nail Chemie glue and I'm going to glue the dress into place, but I don't want it flat, I want it sort of curled and ruffled, so I just sort of tighten it a little bit more. So now I'm taking my base coat again on the nail form backing, and we're going to create the fairy's wings just like we did with the dragon, and I'm going to take air, I believe, and I'm just going to do that and create the wings. I'm going to cure it, and as you can see it's malleable, and then I'm going to top coat it so it's not sticky, and then cut it into half, and I'm now going to create sort of mythical wings type of effect. I'm going to measure them up to the fairy to see if they work, and then semi-glue them in place. Now I'm going to take my non-white top coat and secure her wings in place, and also top coat her skirt and everything else. I'm going to take my Nail Chemie 4D gel in yellow and at this point her hair looked funny, so yeah, I'm going to create her hair, and I'm going to just sort of give it like give her a hat really, and then I'm going to put indents in it to look like strands of hair, again going for like a cartoon style, so nothing too majorly detailed. So here I'm just continuing that and making her some hair. I moulded it on my finger and then stuck it to her head, and I'm just sort of moulding it in place. And that's the beauty of these gels, is that they don't cure until you make them cure in the lamp, and I'm just creating her little ponytail here. So now I'm taking the pink in Nail Chemie and I'm my gel art brush, and I'm going to make a flower for her to hold. I'm using the gel brush to create the indentations of the petals and curing them as I go along petal by petal. Taking some more of that tan colour and creating her ears. They're not the best of ears, but yeah, I made some ears, and then later on I did some more strands around her head to sort of look like they were coming down. I then created a mouth, which I'm not that impressed with, but hey, it's a cartoon style mouth, and it all came together in the end. So now I'm taking and putting her flower in her hand, and and setting that in place with glue. And I'm going to take the orange from the Nail Chemie Gel paint and I'm just creating a little bit of dimension to her hair. I'm not putting loads on, I'm sort of dry brushing it and making it look, giving it shadows and depth. I'm taking some non-wipe top coat and just securing her flower in place now that the glue has dried, and I'm pretty happy with it. I'm going to take the purple in the Nail Chemie paint and I'm going to give her a little top to be wearing. So again, it's just creating that illusion that she's wearing a top. So I'm going to go around all those areas. In hindsight, I should have probably done this before I put the wings on and the flower in the dress, but hey, you live and you learn. Anyway, so I'll let you watch that. I put that one coat on, cured, and then put another coat on. So that's my little fairy and my little dragon done. Thank you very much for watching part 3. Stay tuned for part 4. I hope you guys are staying safe. Please like and subscribe. Everything will be in the description box below. Thank you very much for watching. Take care. Bye.